and that's where I'm focused on, the funky ideas we got from church, and we need to change them. And it says, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth. So when you put on armor and you put on truth, you are preparing to fight a war. Coming and watching the Dubl A Show, you're going to get your loins girt about with truth for free. Sounds like your private parts or something, don't it? Girt your loins. But I'm telling you, if you want to win a spiritual battle, you're going to have to girt your loins in truth. Say what? Hey, I thought this was a Bible study, man. I do. Listen, I heard about it. These are going to be different from any Bible story you ever heard told, especially if you grew up in church. See, the way they taught us, and they is church, it means, and I want you to think about this. It really wasn't about the tree itself. The knowledge of good and evil has nothing to do with what they teach us. The way they teach it is, it's all about the act of disobeying. And is that really what happened, though? We fucked up, just did some little thing, and God torches us all? All of us? That's it? What in the holy fuck is that? I mean, it's just stupid. Death. Man, the punishment for getting enticed by a being that is supposed to be the craftiest motherfucker in the whole universe, Satan, right? And you go in death. I'm sorry, that's so messed up. I don't even know what to tell you. When almost every church denomination preaches it like it was punishment for disobedience. God just said, nah, you did it. I told you not to touch that shit. Now look what you did. So now everybody who ever lived from now on, billions and billions of people are not just going to be tortured for all eternity because of you. They're going to wish they were dead. Because I'm not talking about death. I'm talking about torture. You ate the wrong motherfucking apple, asshole. I'm going to punish your ass forever and ever. You know, you're going to heaven, you're alive, right? You go to hell, you're alive. Otherwise, the torture thing is useless, right? You got to have something alive to torture. And you got to relook at what you think death is automatically. What is it to God? Body. What is death? What kind of death was God talking about when he warned us not to ingest the knowledge of good and evil? Your head. Even people who believe in hell think you're conscious, right? And because you're being tortured. So in hell, you're not dead officially. The light hasn't shut off. You're not extinguished. You're going through torture. And if you go to heaven, you're skipping around, yippee skippy up in the clouds, right? And you're doing some kind of shit in a heavenly body up there. But you're not dead there either. But you're both dead to this world as far as your earthly body goes. And our physical body is done, right? That's dead. But we're not dead. Dying. So did you believe that they were going to die when you heard the story? Did you take Elohim literally? That's the name of the Hebrew God in the Bible. Elohim, right? From back in the day. Did you think there was going to die dead physically? They lived. They died to their spiritual identity. And when their perceptions switched, it made them carnal. It made them earthlings. It made them see things from an earthly perspective, which is carnality at its very essence. So let's believe talking out the tree. There's a snake, some shit up in the tree. It said, God knows your eyes will be opened. Then we read, so they ate, and their eyes were open. Okay, slow down, take a breath. Their eyes were opened. It's not at all too far-fetched to conclude that the effect of this poison opened their eyes. It says, but consider this. You can't eat knowledge, right? That ain't the way you gain knowledge, by eating shit. You don't get wise, you don't gain wisdom when you eat something. Was that the lie? I don't think so, but let's keep it straight. No one ate no fruit that changed their knowledge. If you believe that, you need to go find that fruit and eat a whole bunch of it, because you're dumb and a bored, motherfucker. You need some wisdom, bruh. It's just a fucking story. First off, it's Jewish poetry, and this ain't really a factual account of the beginning. Did I say that? It's a poem, motherfucker. They ate this poison. It's called the knowledge of good and evil. That's the poison. And this change is simply in their perception and in their perspective. And the knowledge of good and evil is a mindset they stepped into. The knowledge of good and evil changed the way they looked at everything. And it changes the way we look at everything. Yes. It wasn't the act of disobedience. It wasn't the act of sin. It was the irreversible damage that would come from the shift in perception. They were standing in the middle of perfection. This is my pet peeve right here. I can't even tell you how irritating it is. People could stand right in the middle of heaven, right in the middle of the Garden of Eden, right in the middle of the life they're living right now, and it could be absolutely perfect, but they'd never see it because their perception is eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They're listening to a serpent talking to them, trying to get them to judge good and bad about everything they do in life, and that fucks it up. It messes it all up. Nothing actually changed. We know Adam was killing it in Genesis 2, right? Because nothing's gone wrong yet. He's been naming everything, and Eve just come off the assembly line, and he looks at, whoa, look at her. Man, brand new model 0. Shame. Now pay attention, because here's some conjecture coming out. It's just my thought, my opinion. Okay, they were actually naked. Nowhere does it say they were clothed in light or were clothed in any kind of... They were clothed in God's glory. Doesn't say that. A lot of people say that because they're ashamed of nakedness, and they want to be ashamed of nakedness. It only says, and they were naked and felt no shame. It even says that. They didn't feel shame because they didn't know it was bad. They didn't know good and evil yet, right? To be naked. Saying something in what they ate had to make them feel the shame about being naked. Is that too simple? It wasn't God. God made them naked. God didn't clothe them. He didn't put clothes on them. He made them bare-ass naked. This is important, folks. Naked. Then they eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil and instantly feel shame. I'm shame. It was the poison. Their eyes were immediately opened to the wisdom of evil, to the wisdom of right and wrong. Adam thought it through and came to the conclusion that nakedness is shameful. Do you think nakedness is shameful? Can you argue the point? Well, yeah, you don't run around in public because people, and there's kids, and there's different things going on, and you might see, and someone might get an idea. Is it possible to present a good case for clothing? Could you do it? Could you be the attorney? Can you make a good argument? The weather, we need it for weather and protection. And I could join you in adding to the list morally and coming up with all kinds of sound reasons for being shamed to go around naked in public. I have them dreams too. I was naked and I couldn't get away, and there was all these people around, and I was naked, and it was just didn't. Did you have that little list going in your head? That's right. That's the knowledge of good and evil, bro. That's the knowledge of good and evil, ma'am. Come on. There it is, right there. We just exposed the truth. The Bible's right. The fall of man is a thing. All of us judge shit. using the knowledge of good and evil. Bam, busted, right? We were Christian societies. We'd go in with our suits and ties and Bibles and be missionaries to a bunch of naked people. And we go, you shouldn't be running around naked. What were we telling them? We were getting them, we were the snake, getting them indoctrinated with the knowledge of good and evil. When you're standing here on earth and you begin judging what's good and evil, you kill everything, and you even kill yourself. Your thinking is fucked up permanently. Yeah, I'm going to say there's an angel standing guard making sure you have a way back to a better way of thinking. And you all be listening to Dubl A tell some Bible stories going forward. I want you to hit the like button. Thank you for watching this part of the series. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification.